Laker fans, what's going on? Welcome into the Lakers Report brought to you by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jimmy Crowther, and today I'm breaking down 5 guys that are going to be playing in the Orlando bubble that the Los Angeles Lakers can scout for free agency this summer. Let's start off with a point guard here, Goran Dragic of the Miami Heat. Now, I've talked about him before on this show, and I think a lot of you guys got excited when I first brought him up because Bleacher Report explained him as a, quote, ambitious free agent target for the Lakers to look at this summer. Now, Dragic has played really, really well in that backup point guard role for the Miami Heat. Kendrick Nunn has done a great job there. Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero as well in those guard positions. And Goran has taken that role where he can come off the bench and really be an older guy. He's excelled in that role. He's averaged 16 points per game, over 5 assists, better than 3.1 rebounds, and he's shooting better than 37% from 3. Now, the thing about Goran Dragic that the Lakers are going to have to keep in mind if they're going to look at him in free agency is that he is a little bit older, and he might be looking for more than just the mid-level exception, or maybe, somewhere around the $5 million range. Maybe he wants some more money, but maybe he's saying, no, I want to win a championship. I want to go to Lakerland, and I want to take less money so that I can be a part of a winning organization in the Los Angeles Lakers. I really like Dragic for this team. I think he'd be a great starter or even a great sixth man, especially if Avery Bradley decides he doesn't want to play here after or this coming summer. Now, maybe they can't afford Dragic. Maybe that's a guy that's a little bit out of their price range. Well, there's a lot of other available free agent point guards in this year's free agent class. The best one probably being Fred VanVleet, a guy who they've talked about for the Lakers, but that guy is going to get paid way too much money. No way the Lakers can afford him. Mike Conley will hit free agency. He's had a down year for the Utah Jazz, but I still think he'd be a valuable pickup for a team chasing a championship like the Lakers. And then you got Dragic, who I think is probably second or third best available point guard this summer. And then Jeff Teague would be a really, really cheap option, but not sure how much he'd add. And then you got Chris Dunn, one of the younger guys who I still think adds a lot of value defensively. Offensively, though, you're not really getting much. Now, one thing with Dragic is that he's not a great defender. Avery Bradley, on the other hand, is an incredible defender, but he's not nearly the playmaker or scorer that Goran Dragic is. So let's say this summer comes up, and all of a sudden the Lakers are forced to choose between Goran Dragic and Avery Bradley. Well, I think my choice would be really simple. I would go with Goran Dragic 100 times out of 100 in this situation. But you guys know Avery Bradley. You watch him every single night that he puts a Laker uniform on. So which one would you rather have? Let me know in the comment section below. Now let's move on to a shooting guard, Justin Holiday of the Indiana Pacers. Now, when the Pacers go to Orlando, they're going to be without Victor Oladipo, and they're going to be without Jeremy Lamb, 2 shooting guards who are nursing injuries. Victor Oladipo obviously coming off that gruesome leg injury from a couple years ago and still getting back to 100%. Meanwhile, Jeremy Lamb tore his ACL back in February, I believe, and he will not be with Indiana for the rest of the season, which means it's Justin Holiday's time to shine. Now, he's 31 years old, so much like Dragic, he might not settle for that mid-level exception. But if he puts up the numbers that he's putting up right now in Orlando, I think that could be the perfect price range for Holiday and for the Lakers as well. With Indiana, he's put up 8.4 points per game, averaged more than 3 rebounds per game, and a little better than 1 assist. But the thing that he's made his money on and where his bread and butter comes from this season has been the three-point arc. 42.4% from 3. The best he's ever shot from beyond the three-point arc ever in his career. So still, again, 31, a good defensive guard as well. Could come in right away and be a cheap option off the bench. Could replace a guy like KCP if he opts out and goes somewhere else. Could even replace a guy like Avery Bradley on the defensive side of the ball. But another thing about Justin Holiday, and a reason the Lakers are going to be able to scout him so well in Orlando, is the fact that, again, Indiana doesn't have a lot of healthy wings. The only true 2-guard left is Justin Holiday. Now, they got Malcolm Brogdon, but he is their point guard. And then you got TJ Warren, a great wing, but a forward, not so much a 2. Elise Johnson is a guy who's not going to give you a lot in the postseason and really when you're fighting for a playoff spot. And same with Jakar Sampson. So this is Holiday's time to shine, which means it's the Lakers' turn to keep a close eye on him since he'll be hitting the open market this summer. Now, Laker fans, if you want the absolute best Laker coverage on the internet, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on that notification bell for the Lakers report here on Chat Sports. I appreciate you guys watching and interacting with me. Even though you might not always love my takes, that's okay. I'm going to keep bringing you the true news, and I'm going to keep bringing you all the rumors that the Lakers have going on all the time, and I'm going to keep interacting with you down in that comment section. But you got to make sure those notifications are on. And there's a really, really easy way to do it, because right now we know there's only about 4,000 of you that have your notifications on. We want over 10,000 of you to turn those notifications on. So here's how you do it. You go to your settings app on your iPhone, scroll down, tap YouTube. It's the simple icon that everyone knows. Then hit notifications and then turn on allow notifications. Just that simple. Go ahead and do it so you don't miss a single thing here on the Lakers report. Now let's move on to a small forward. Rondae HollisJefferson, not the most exciting name in free agency this summer, but a guy who is definitely going to be paid the mid-level exception, maybe a little bit more, but he signed a one-year, quote, prove it deal with the Toronto Raptors, and I'll tell you what, he has proven himself. Now, offensively, no, not at all. You're not looking for offense when you bring in Rondae HollisJefferson. However, with the Raptors' injuries this past season, he has stepped up big time on the defensive side of the ball. Nick Nurse has said, hey, go out there, make a play on the defensive end for us, and he has done just that. Now, his numbers as a whole actually don't look that bad for a guy coming off the bench and averaging about 15 minutes per game. 7 points per game, 5 boards for an undersized forward, less than 2 assists, and that three-point percentage is not a typo. He's shooting 11% from beyond the three-point arc because he's not a shooter. He can finish around the rim really well. He's a good athlete. He can get to the rim. He can catch lobs inside if need be. But why you're signing Rondae HollisJefferson is for his defensive ability. And the Lakers offense is great. The Lakers offense does not need help. What you can always use more of on a team that's fighting for a championship and has 2 stars is defense. And that's what HollisJefferson does. Now, the defensive standouts on this team, especially right now, the healthy ones, the ones that will be playing in Orlando, are pretty good. I would have included Avery Bradley here, but he won't be in Orlando. And there's a chance he's not even back next season because he could be a free agent. But Alex Caruso, a great defensive point guard. However, you're not going to stick him on small forwards and power forwards. Rondo, same thing with him. Not as good of a defender at this point in his career, but can still guard other point guards. KCP has been a solid option to guard 2s and some 3s in the league. Same with Danny Green. And, of course, LeBron James, no slouch on the defensive side of the ball. Now, I'm only talking about the defensive wings here. Obviously, we have Anthony Davis, who is a top 5 defensive player, maybe the best defensive player in the entire NBA. When you look at the defensive wings, the Lakers are a little bit limited, which is why I think Rondae HollisJefferson makes so much sense for this team this upcoming offseason. Now, Laker fans, before I get into my power forward and center options for the Lakers, I want to tell you about our friends over at Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/Lakers shirts, you can get all these incredible shirts. There's over 100 options to choose from for up to 30% off. Whether you want that white generic tee that's kind of got that throwback look, maybe you want the purple Sunset Boulevard LA on your chest, repping it right there. I like that one, might pick it up myself. Or you just want a simple one, a nice gray Lakers t-shirt with the big logo saying, hey, I am a Lakers fan, right in the middle of your chest. Whatever you want, Fanatics has got it for you for up to 30% off. T-shirts are going right now as low as $17.49 with our friends over at Fanatics. So go hit them up. Use that custom link at chatsports.com/Lakers shirts. Let's talk about a big man here, Mason Plumlee, a power forward for the Denver Nuggets. Now, he does play a lot of center position as well, but he can be either one that you need. Now, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent this summer, and what he's done for Denver is really give them a change of pace from Nikola Jokic. Now, we're about to see a brand new Nikola Jokic that probably might even weigh less than Mason Plumlee at this point, but this guy's more of the lob threat, athletic type, not so much the post-up, playmaking type like Jokic is. Another thing Mason Plumlee does that would make a lot of sense for the Lakers is he does a lot of what JaVale McGee does right now, as in catch lobs and defends the rim at a decent rate as well. This year for Denver, he's putting up 7.2 points per game, pulling down 5.3 boards, a good passer out of the post at 2.4 assists, and finishing 62% of his shots. Now, the reason Plumlee might make sense is because both Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee have the ability to become free agents this season. But we'll talk about more of that here in a minute when I get into my one center that I want the Lakers to look at. So here's a big question, Laker fans, because I think this year is the year. What two teams are going to be in the 2020 NBA Finals? I haven't really asked this question yet on this channel, and I don't know why, so I'm asking it now. I want you to put it in the comment section, make the prediction. I'm going to play it safe here. I really do think the Lakers are going to be in the NBA Finals, and I think they're going to be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's his turn to get to the NBA Finals, but I think the King and AD are going to stop him short of winning that first ring. So let me know what two teams you think are going to play in the Finals in the comment section below. Let's talk about our final guy here, Jakob Poeltl of the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Jakob Poeltl is basically the exact opposite of Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. He's a big-bodied center with a soft touch inside that doesn't rely on athleticism, and he can't shoot a lick, but he's a good passer out of the post. Now, one of the things that's important and one of the reasons I think the Lakers need to scout him in Orlando is because he has a really good opportunity to prove himself with the Spurs when they get there. Because the Spurs don't have a lot of healthy big men on the roster. They've got Rudy Gay, who is a power forward in Popovich's system. He's not going to play the center position. Same with Trey Lyles. And then you got Shimi Mitu, a guy who really doesn't play a lot for Greg Popovich. Neither does Luka Samanic, a guy who's a rookie and is averaging a total of 0 points per game because he's only played in one game and did not score. Now, they did add Tyler Zeller to the roster just recently once they found out LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be out. And that leaves one guy to man the middle that knows the system really well, and that's Jakob Poeltl. And that's why when it comes to Orlando, the Lakers need to keep an eye on this guy, because if he's playing 36 minutes per night, his numbers could look something like this. Now, these stats are his per 36-minute stats. I don't want to get you confused and think, oh, that's what he's averaging on a nightly basis. No, this is what he would average if he was playing 36 minutes a night. 11.4 points per game, 11.6 rebounds, more than 3 assists, and blocking more than 3 shots per game. If Poeltl can do that in Orlando, he's going to be way out of the Lakers' price range. But if he plays just enough to kind of keep him under the radar, I think the Lakers need to look to sign him if they lose one of or both Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. Because both these guys, like I said earlier, have the option to become free agents. Dwight Howard is averaging 7.5 points per game and 7.5 rebounds. JaVale, on the other hand, 6.8 points per game and 5.8 rebounds. Now, if they lose both of those guys, Poeltl could make up for them both big time if he comes into this Lakers system. Obviously, he's a lot different. He's not catching the lobs like Dwight and JaVale McGee, but he can do a lot of things that Dwight and JaVale cannot do, and he's so much younger as well. So I like Poeltl a lot. I think he's going to be fun to watch in Orlando. Now, I talked about 5 guys on today's show: Goran Dragic, Justin Holiday, Rondae HollisJefferson, Mason Plumlee, and Jakob Poeltl. All 5 under the radar options for the Lakers this summer, and they can all be scouted very closely in Orlando. So now it's your turn to play GM, play owner, put yourself in that front office chair and tell me, which of the 5 guys mentioned on today's show would you most like to see in a Los Angeles Laker uniform by the start of next season? Goran Dragic, Justin Holiday, Rondae HollisJefferson, Mason Plumlee, or Jakob Poeltl? Let me know what you guys think. Laker fans, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.